Watch it.
Always look good. She's getting her vocals ready.
If you want to be my lover.
Can you do that Barbie voice, please?
No.
Share to the world your true identity.
I'm not that person, though.
Do it.
I'm not.
You know that TikTok of that random Barbie that's like beat up, and she talks like with a really deep voice.
Leslie, I'm not that person.
I think I laughed and I interrupted you. Go. I was here.
That's it.
Go. No, do it. The raspy.
I will do the intro. I'll do
Okay.
the intro.
Okay.
I'll do the intro.
All right.
Oh, whoa, this is the wrong one.
Welcome to this episode. We took a week-long hiatus. Very much
One
needed.
Direction.
Very.
Did you hear the news about One Direction? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Anyways.
I'm sorry. If you know, you know.
You know.
But yeah, so we're back. This episode is very special and near and dear to our hearts.
Some little
A little
sprinkle of gifts for ya.
for you. Yeah, we
For
have
ya.
a little special surprise, so please listen all the way till the end, which most of you guys do anyways,
Yeah.
but you know.
I see you.
I see you.
You're that
Those
one
analytics,
person. They do not lie.
Also, whoever is starting from the very beginning and has been listening to them literally once every single day.
Kisses.
Thank you. I don't know who you
Kisses
are, but we
and
love
virtual
you.
hugs.
We see
Virtual
you.
kisses and virtual hugs.
Also, shout out to new places that we have discovered our podcast has made it in.
Thank you.
A few places in Ireland and a few more places in the UK, which thank you so much.
Thank you. We
love
appreciate
you.
it.
And in the US too.
Yes. Yeah.
We're getting there through all 50 states.
Yeah.
We're like
Yeah.
26 out of 50 people. Let's do this.
Let's go. I want to be worldwide. I want to be Pitbull, guys. It might
wanna be
not
bald?
be. Hold on, let me get there.
Sure.
I don't want to be the bald part because I don't know if you've seen a TikTok where this man has hair. You know.
He looks really good.
Anyways, I don't want to be the balding part.
Yeah.
You know, because I get it. I have too many slick backs that I could cause that. But I wanna be worldwide and him being like, "Dale," you know.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
Okay.
All right,
That was
Natalie.
embarrassing.
What are you? Wait, should we do the intro?
No. We should do it.
What are we wearing? What are you wearing?
I am wearing. This is a what's the word? What's the word?
You have like a hair right there.
That's your hair.
Yeah, it's pink.
I'm bringing this back.
We love
this
it.
vest.
I love it.
We've probably seen it season 1. I wore it already for football.
But I like how you're
But
dressing it
I'm
up.
styling it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this white button up from Aloe.
Uh-huh.
It's called the Dreamscape. White button up. And so it's a little bit oversized. So what I did was I was trying to channel my like Spice Girl, but like Victoria
Yeah.
Beckham.
A little bit posh, a little bit dressed up.
Dressed up, you know.
It's like a little like work attire. I like it.
So Renee Rapp too.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's that interview where she's wearing like
It's
a button
giving
up.
Renee.
So I know she's not pop like
still.
girl band, but still. So then I made sure the collar's like open, wide. I have my
Love.
jewelry, my hair.
Love it.
But yeah, and then the one painted nail because I was trying to see if I like this color and I do.
It's a vibe.
So now I have to go get that color so I could paint all nails. Anyways,
It's a vibe.
yeah, that's what I'm wearing.
All right, for
What
me,
about yourself?
I'm channeling a little bit of Avril Lavigne, which I know she was not in a girl band, which is today's topic, girl bands.
we're
If
not.
we didn't say that, or if you didn't read it, but it's all girl bands. I understand that, but I feel like if I was in a girl band, I would be dressing like Avril Lavigne. It'd be very Y2K punky, and so that's what I'm channeling. I have this shirt from Brandy. I have my little braids. Also, don't mind my hair. I know my roots are intense, but guys, we're gonna have a little glow up moment. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that because we got plans for fall hair.
Yeah.
Also, I have my golas, and then I have these brown cute lettuce, socks
I call them lettuce.
from Target, which we love Target socks. And then I'm wearing some aloe striped shorts. I also had the same, a skirt in the same print, but you know, right now I'm feeling shorts.
You're feeling the short
We're
moment.
feeling a little short moment. Yeah. But yeah,
That's what we're
our
wearing.
outfit.
And to keep on the heat of it, let's start this intro because we're gonna add a little segment.
little
in here.
new
Well, 2 little segments.
Two.
An interview, as you can tell by the bio, the description.
And a new
little segment of the girlies Let's Yap Hour.
Yeah.
Let's yap.
We're trying to, I guess, not condense, but we're trying to organize our yapping. We're trying to organize it. So there's a new segment we literally thought of on our way here.
Yapping.
So, all right.
Yapping news.
Let's, yapping hour.
No.
The yap hour.
Yapping was like, I have to think about it, guys. I'll think about
Fashion yap. All right. Let's start this intro. Hi, I am Leslie Marie.
Hi, I am Natalie.
I forgot you were going to do that.
I told you.
It's so good. And this
sorry.
is the...
Hi, I'm Natalia.
And this is the...
We are Fashionaly Late podcast.
Where we talk about...
The clothing we wear and the untold.
But very true stories about why we wear what we wear. Guys, Natalie's secret identity is being that Barbie. If you didn't know, now you know. I'm just kidding.
Those are the two things that Leslie likes that I do. Is that voice or when I say the Wazzleton.
I'm not even joking. She makes me laugh like a little kid. Like, you know, like those little babies that laugh out of anything? Natalie can do those too, and I will laugh. I could be mad. My blood could be boiling. She could do that, and I'll bust out laughing.
There's another phrase too. I forgot what it is that I say too.
Oh, it's that one, like, from, not TikTok, from the other, like the...
Vine?
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
The guy that he's like, oh, now it's gonna bug me.
Yeah. There's another phrase too. There's like three things that I... Either how I say things, like we could be talking, having a normal conversation, and if I speak to Leslie in that Barbie voice, she'll laugh. Or if like we've gotten in an argument and I say the Wezzleton, she cracks up, and then she's like, "Oh my god, okay, we're besties now." You know, like it's like.
But what was the other way?
I don't know.
Say something, and it's like so funny.
I don't know.
I
can't think of it now.
We'll she'll remember randomly and then just make me laugh.
Yeah.
All right.
But let's start this news cast. You're dressed
appropriately for it.
Hour. Hi, I am your host. No, I'm the anchor. Wait. Today's news.
On
Today's yapping news. It is confirmed by pictures on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok videos of them using the song.
Which we get our news anyways.
Diet Pepsi from Addison Rae. Mr. Harry Styles went to Paris Fashion Week to support.
What did the Diet Pepsi have to do with it?
That the girlies on TikTok have been using that music when
when new news came. Sorry.
I said that it was confirmed from Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok, especially those videos of the girlies using Addison Rae's Diet Pepsi
song. Okay, yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Harry Styles was seen in none other Fashion Week.
He's making a comeback into the world.
Supporting. Oh my god, we're kind of dressed the same too. Like how I'm dressed, but different colors.
He already influenced you.
Anyways,
fashion.
I influenced him. Anyways, just kidding. I love him. He went to go support Alessandro.
Yeah, for Valentino.
That
begs a question. Does this mean, because when he was with Gucci, Alessandro, and obviously they had like a little partnership going on. Harry would get dressed in Gucci. Does this mean now that they might have him, you know, get dressed in Valentino his next tour, for his next, you know, album? Yeah. That begs the question. But you heard it here first, folks. He is back in that fashion grind.
Yeah.
And we love to see it. Also, can we talk about how, like, he's looking his age? He's grown up.
Looks like a daddy. I love DILFs.
Okay.
Let's see, what is the second news?
In other news.
I can't say it. I'm speechless.
In other news, we have heard that Louis...
On Twitter.
Again, where we
or
get
Threads,
our news.
Or whatever it's called, X.
Also Vogue. But Lewis Hamilton Lewis Hamilton is confirmed to be a co-chair for next year's
2025 Met Gala alongside A$AP Rocky,
Pharrell Williams,
and
Coleman Domingo, which that man has style.
All I say is this man's going to show up in style, and the people that are invited better
F1 drivers.
Also, that begs a question, because Daniel Ricciardo, which I mean, I'm still devastated about his retirement. That was not the way he needed to leave. Yeah. But anyways, He went to the Met Gala.
Yep.
We've known that Louis has been a part of the fashion world industry type of thing.
For sure.
Now he's doing this. This begs a question: does this open for Ferrari?
Oh, well,
Well,
that's
does
another
this
thing.
open for? Because Ferrari also has a collection.
Also, because he's going to
clothing.
be in Ferrari 2025.
This begs the question:
Is he going to bring his teammate?
his teammate? Is this gonna open now for the Formula One drivers if there's no race during that time for them to also be in that?
Yeah.
Because
I'm excited to see.
I hope.
I'm excited. Also, I'm
hope
excited
number
to
16.
see their outfits.
Yeah,
So.
because this is outside of the track. This is not the paddock coming into the paddock. This is not during the race.
Nope.
Also, what is the theme?
Yeah. Also, can we talk about how Miss Anna Wintour really has her pulse on the moment, like by getting people like Emma Chamberlain, and now like it's like people who are in the moment now, like they're really getting us to view it.
So that is exciting.
Yeah.
To finish this little segment, which is not related to clothing.
It is. It's related to a magazine.
It's related. Okay, but it is not a. Okay, just say it. It's related for the girlies.
It's for the girlies. This segment has really been boy based, so we've condensed it into this segment so we can move on and talk about the girlies right after.
Yeah.
Dylan O'Brien
In Men's Health.
in Men's Health magazine. He's giving
Looking
fall.
like a lumberjack.
He's giving fall vibes.
He's giving that Hallmark main character vibes in those pictures.
He's giving an Emily Henry book.
He's giving Augustus Everett.
He is. He really is.
Emily, I'm gonna do your job for you. If you have not found your Augustus Everett,
If it won't be Harry, can it be Dylan?
can it be Dylan?
Can it be Dylan? Can it be Dylan?
I could also say Paul Mescal.
No, I feel like Paul Mescal and Ayo Debris would be amazing and funny story.
Yes, they would.
It would be comedic. It would be beautiful.
Yes.
It would work.
But
Don't argue with me.
Anyways, that is our end of the segment.
That is our end of this segment.
And we'll move now to our actual layout of the podcast.
Of Girlbands.
Will we still rant, get off track of
A little.
the thing? A little, but gay. Hey.
Did you say gay?
I did say gay.
I'm so sorry though.
But gay. But hey. But the gays and the girlies, this is where we're
listening.
coming. There we go. It's because I was trying to rock it.
Yeah. We're
Sorry.
bringing it back around.
So yeah. So yeah.
You got it right. News on the head.
Or hara hara har.
I love that TikTok. So
All right. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
All right. Girl bands have had a rich
lyrics, just so you know.
history. Clearly.
I do.
A rich history that spans over decades, people. Decades, all right?
Decades.
And so it's evolved. This is like my last two brain cells. Okay. It's evolved during the music, the culture, the fashion. So we're going to start off in the 1950s, 1960s, right? This was the rise of the Supremes, baby. Diana Ross, this is where we got her from.
The big hair.
We love it.
The very like glittery outfits.
Glamorous.
Glam.
Motown.
Very glam rock.
Yep.
A little bit, you know.
No, I
No,
feel,
just
no,
glam,
not
just
yet.
glam,
I think
just
just
glam.
glam. It was
You know what?
before rock.
You know what Miley Cyrus wore for her Grammys?
Inspired by,
Mhm.
for sure. Then we have the 1970s, 1980s, right? Where this is where we have bands like the Pointer Sisters. Again, it's very active. It's very 70s, but it still involves a bit of R&B and pop and disco. So it was definitely different than like other girl bands at the time because it was a mixture of all of these genres
together.
Yeah, but it still had like obviously like 70s style in a glam-ish way. So we love that. But real dominance really came in the 1990s. We have the Spice Girls. We have Destiny's Child. So
TLC.
Do you want to talk about the outfits that they would kind of wear and were inspired by?
The memorable outfits?
Memorable outfits.
Certainly.
Certainly. We're so polite.
The girl bands throughout all the decades have like made such a strong visual impact to pop culture, into the fashion world. You know, especially this has a lot to do with like the iconic looks that we all know, specifically for each like band and band member.
Which I really
in
think
itself.
like the Spice Girls made that a thing. Because
Yeah.
I feel like everybody else, it's like if you were in a band group, you wore the same color, you wore the same like inspired outfit.
vibes, yeah.
But for the Spice Girls, they were all different.
No,
They were all
they
different.
all had their different like
Vibes.
alter ego, if you could say it like
Yeah.
that. Like that was their like version of themselves.
Yeah.
But starting in the 1960s with the Supremes, they were known for the very glamorous and, how you said, coordinated outfits. Like that was something that, how you said, like the Spice Girls came and changed that. But for them, it was like the matching gown, the sequins,
Very
the elegant hairstyles. Like in this presence, their stage presence and their fashion sense, like really set the standard.
Completely different to like the Spice Girls.
And so when we now talk about the Spice Girls, we got, how many members do we have, girlies? We have 5, and each 5 of them showed different versions of what. Not how we said, like we had Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice. We had Sporty Spice, Ginger Spice, Scary Spice, and then Baby Spice, and they all had
the vibe.
Yeah, their vibes. We move on to Destiny's Child, and they're very like, I want to say very like R&B like style. Like they had still like coordinated outfits, but like in the colors, really.
For sure.
Than rather like the outfits being the same.
Yeah, so they didn't have the same outfit. They had the same color or same fabric, but in their own way.
Yeah.
Which still made them a little bit different.
It was very like streetwear and like glamorous like vibes and stuff. And this, like, their matching like colors and stuff made them be known as a group.
Exactly.
You know, like this is like, okay, this is Destiny's Child because this, like, each member, you knew who it was because of their colors and stuff like that.
And then we have the early 2000s, which I was so tempted to put the Cheetah Girls on here, but I will not. I will not put the Cheetah Girls. But they were, you know, technically a girl band. But we have bands like the Pussycat Dolls. They were amazing. People,
let's be honest,
like the outfits, it's screaming Y2K.
Yes.
And
especially
the
very low rise, like
it's like, and it was so badass for that moment. Then we have
also, sorry,
you're good.
we talked about Sir Lewis Hamilton, and who herself was a wag? Miss Nicole.
Yep.
That's
actually true.
To Sir Lewis Hamilton.
I forgot.
And she was the epitome of what
a wag should be. Yep. I forgot about that.
Because she was, it's giving Travis and Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But in the Formula One worlds.
Yeah.
Now.
It really is. I forgot about that. And then we also have like Fifth Harmony, Little Mix, which I feel like this is more like current, like what we've seen now. But you can definitely see that style evolution with the music simultaneously, which I think is so interesting. And we also see how every single girl band has their own moment, kind of like their own vibe. Like you cannot compare the Pussycat Dolls to
Little
the
Mix.
Spice Girls or to the, you know, like
TLC, all of them.
So it's so nice and refreshing to see that, and to see how their music has withstood the test of time.
Yeah. And like, I feel like also when they start as a band to when they like end the band in a way, and they go solo, you can see the difference in their growth in their style, but yet they still maintained it.
Yeah.
It's just elevated to now being this well-known girl band type of thing.
Yeah, like if you look at Victoria Beckham now with everything she's done, because she has her own fashion brand, she has her own makeup, you know.
She has a husband for a soccer player.
Yeah, she's still very posh, like if you would say.
But now in her own
elevated.
Elevated, you know?
In her own way.
In
She
her
has the
own way.
essence.
The essence, yeah.
Yeah, which I think it's very interesting. Yeah. That's kind of like the history
of fashion, world of girl band.
Now he's gonna sing every outro.
No.
I am not gonna sing it.
I will never not laugh at that. Never.
Hi, Queenies.
Okay. So for this episode, we have Amaris as our special guest. She is a friend of mine. I've known her since we worked at Fashion Camp together. And then Natalie got introduced to her when you started working there as well. And so we're really excited. So our layout is a little bit different just because we have a bit more equipment in order to make this 100% for you guys.
Interview.
Yeah, it's like all interview friendly. But yeah, we have our questions, we have the mics set up, we have multiple mics set up, we have the laptop set up, and now you guys are on the camera right now. Yeah. So hopefully you guys get multiple angles of this, and yeah, we're excited to share this with you. This is the first of a few interviews this season. She's on. Let's intro this. Welcome, Amaris. We're so happy to have you.
Woo!
All right, so we met Amaris through fashion camp.
Well, you did.
I met her first. Then Natalie started working there. Natalie met her there. We bonded through fashion, through the boys, One Direction. We loved it. And now we like go to concerts all the time, which is so fun.
Yeah, we had like a special connection like through fashion and then like into music, and those directly like correlate with each other. So it like was one good match.
Yeah. I feel like it represents us, and then it's cute because it represents our friendship now. So it's like really cute. Yeah. All right. So for the people who don't know you, Amaris, can you tell them a little bit about who you are, what you worked on? Because you've worked on some really cool stuff. Like I will say.
Thank you. And I am one of your local fashion girlies who lives in California. I studied at FITM, which is a fashion merchandise and design school in LA. I worked at fashion camp with Leslie and Natalia. It was amazing. And I used to work for a fashion company called Vex Latex, which was a company that did a lot of latex fashion for like Kim Kardashian, Katy Perry, literally Paris Hilton, and like anybody you could think of wearing those tight outfits, like everything. And so I've just had a lot of like dabbling in a lot of like little like different things, from fashion shows to working with celebrities to working in mom and pops. Like I've had a little bit of everything.
You have had a little bit of like everything within the fashion.
Yeah.
We also did Fashion Week together. That one was fun. Snuck into a lot of after parties, which was great.
That was fun. We definitely lived our like secret like fashion like XOXO lifestyle doing that. That was so fun.
Yeah. That was so fun. Also, is it true that you did, I think your last, like one of your last pieces when you worked at Vexed, it was for Chapel, right?
It was. So at Vex, when I worked there, we were directly correlated with a showroom called the Residency Experience. And what we did there is we made a lot of like really cool one of a kind pieces, and we would send it there, and then celebrities could pull. And Chapel Roan pulled a piece that we ended up doing because it's awesome because it's like things I work on. We don't know who's gonna get it, but people go in there, they see it. Mostly stylists, and then they pull those pieces, and it's like, wow, like we made that. We didn't make it specifically for them, but they ended up going to them, and then that was like an iconic look she wore to one of her. I don't know which concert it was, but I think it was for a music festival.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's also like really cool because I feel like you work on it. There's like blood, sweat, and tears that go into it, and then it's like you finally see it on the person, and it's kind of cool, you know? Like I think that's really cool.
See, like when I was working at Vex, it was really fun because I was a design assistant. So like what that meant for me was my boss, the designer Laura, she would come up with all these really crazy like fun designs, and she would pattern them and make them, and we'd collaborate. I would help cut them out, piece them together, clean them up, and get them sent out to the next person. And what I really loved about that place is she always took some of my ideas, and she'd like listen to them, and I'd be like, oh, we should do this for this person. We should put this here in the showroom. I think this could do really well there because it seems like this is in the trend now. And she would take a little piece of that and be like, okay, we'll try it. We'll see what happens.
I love that. So you see like pieces of your work in there, like you like snuck it in, which we love.
Yeah, and like even when I first started working for her, I wasn't able to do a lot yet because like when I was the baby of the working in this company, and it was a company of 3 people essentially: the designer, me, and then her, basically like the studio manager who like did all of like talking to the celebrities and talking to the showrooms, like a lot of the business of it. Yeah, and we just all collaborated together and worked on all these projects together. And it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it was really fun for what it was.
That's really cool. I feel like that's also cool that you have that experience under your belt, you know? So it's like, it's always like fun.
Carrying on onto that about like, you know, you putting a little bit spin of like, maybe we should do this and that when you're with a designer. How would you define your style and your current style when working like that?
I would say this question was really interesting to me because style, a lot of people think they need to have like a certain style or a certain look about them, but like what I really realized is I get back to the basics a lot. I first start with like a basic outfit, and then I accessorize myself with makeup and jewelry, and then I kind of find like my own persona each day by whatever my look is. So I feel like my sense of style has to do with how I'm feeling in present time. So like today I have like this cute black dress on and these black boots and dark makeup. I'm feeling witch. Like that's like my persona today feels witch, but like tomorrow I might feel like fairy.
That's so cute. Also, I think it's so funny. We literally have our spooky mugs right now because we're in the fall vibe, which is so cute. Stop.
Yeah.
We're in that fall mood, which we like totally love. That's so cute. I love that. Speaking of the girlies, so this episode is all about girl bands. So which is your favorite? I think I have an idea of who might be up there, but who is your favorite girl band of all?
Okay, an OG favorite girl band of mine, because I had to think about this, because there's so many great ones, but like one that I like can't stop thinking of that like made me love music and fashion was the Pussycat Dolls. They were everything, and like, oh my god, they got their fashion, their style, the way they were sassy. Like, I just felt like they embodied like what it meant to be like the girl on stage. Like, yeah, because I always was interested in Pussycat Dolls, TLC, just like the R&B end, because that has always been something I've been like really heavy into, is like R&B music.
No, I love that. I feel like no, and it fits you too. I think like that is also sometimes a girl band that we forget about. Like the Pussycat Dolls really did have their moment, and I loved them. I love that you brought that up.
Them having their like beef with each other and like trying to out like that was
On
so
TikTok.
girl band of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they were just girls traveling the world, making hits, and then also trying to have their own identities while being a part of this huge group.
Yeah. And then also dating hot men too.
One of them being an F1 wag.
Yeah.
Really,
It was like so funny. That's crazy.
Of the Pussycat Dolls, which one was your like iconic like favorite look of them that you can think of?
Okay, so I know they have a lot of like great red carpet looks, but one of like my favorite things is their music videos. They had this one music video, I can't remember the song, but they had like these robot looks, and they were pretending to like, oh, it's that song not Keep Bleeding in Love.
I think it's I know which one it is, but I don't know the title.
About their heart being broken, but like
Yes.
they had like these robot looks, and it was like so futuristic for them, but also so 2000s because they were in chrome.
Yeah.
And, like they were like in pink chrome.
Yeah. I think it's also funny too because it has to do a lot with like that era of like Y2K-ish like kind of. And so like I feel like all of their looks had that, but even like their dance moves I think also really were iconic. I really love that.
They also did a lot of like the classic like skinny jeans, sparkly crop top with the hat with the sparkles on it.
Yes.
One of the best things I loved about that is it was shoppable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because nowadays in red carpet, it's not shoppable for the consumer to get this Dior outfit or this Christian Louboutin outfit. They were shoppable and they were curated for their audience, and you could dress like a Pussycat Doll if you wanted to.
Yeah, like you could literally go to what was it like Wet Seal or something and find their looks. Yeah, I remember.
Wet Seal, Forever 21,
Gap.
You could find it all, and you could have inspo boards. I think that was one of the best things about the 2000s and the 90s. Is you could dress like the icon you wanted because it was out there.
Yeah.
And they were dressing like that too.
It was
wasn't
current.
It was current, and it wasn't so like piece focused, like how it is now. Everything has to have a piece and a calling and symbolism.
Yeah.
The girls were just dressing the dress.
Yeah. And it was very much like their style, because it was also like their street style in a way. Like it wasn't just like this is for like
the album or that song. Like it was like who they were.
It was who they were, which I think it's really cool.
And I think during that time as well, it was a lot of like the magazine part, because fashion was a lot about like the vlogs and like the blogs and like
Because we
magazine and
didn't
stuff.
have Pinterest or anything.
Yeah. So and then it'd be cool because then they'd be like shop this look, but it was like it would tell you exactly where they got it and stuff like that. But it was like the whole thing.
Prices.
And the prices, because it's like it's being honest to you of how much it is. And then sometimes it'd be like if you like can't like what other options.
Because it'd give you like the expensive one, and then it'd give you like the cheap option too.
Whichever route.
Yeah.
You could even, because like when they were at their height, they were in every magazine. They had pictures, like picture on picture on picture. You could collage work it and literally make a mood board for yourself. I don't remember if you guys ever did that.
Yes. Like cut it out of the magazine. Decoupage it.
I was like a serial killer cutting out the magazine, making my fashion. My fashion looks. I was like, I want to look like that. I remember when I think I was like 10 or 11. I had like my mom's old phone, and I think it was like one of the like first generations of iPhones, and I was in this like I think wet seal or something, and I was taking pictures of all these outfits because I thought they were so cute, and I got in trouble by the store lady because I'm pretty sure it was like a boutique of some sort, and she's like, "Why are you taking pictures of the outfits?" I'm like, "I want to wear that one day. I want to wear that, like that's what I want to dress in one day, like whenever I get boobs." So please.
I feel like you're like, once I grow up and I can fit into this, I want it. Yeah. Yeah, you're like, that's what I'm gonna. I feel like now too, as like a designer, you're like, I kind of want to make this now, but like for me, like because you have that ability.
Spin into what's going on now.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like this thing, like trends like come and go and all this stuff. So it's like we're seeing a lot of these trends like in the early 2000s or in the 2010s and also that are coming back, but we're adding our own spin to it.
Yeah. And it's like you could thrift it too,
exactly,
which is kind of cool. It's weird that it's called vintage, and I'm like, this was like 10 years ago.
I go in my mom's closet now.
Yeah.
They like close the day for life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can wear this.
You're like, I'm gonna try this on.
You're like, this is actually hot right now again.
Yeah. Wait, Amaris, could you show us your outfit?
Oh yeah, so I mean.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to see your outfit.
I have this cute little black dress on. Hold on, let me get on my tip. And then I have knee-high boots I was wearing with it, but I recently got a new tattoo, so I'm letting that breathe for now.
I saw that. It looked really cute. I really like your tattoo.
Thank you.
I know. Did it hurt?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I know. I feel like because it was pretty big, right? So I'm like, it was
it's like this big.
Yeah, that's cute. Have you gotten any other tattoos?
Oh, everywhere.
Too many.
Both my ribs, my arms, like everything, my ears, my neck. I also feel like that's a part of fashion too now. Tattoos. I've seen it load. And it has to do with people's aesthetic too. Like I feel like it adds to your almost accessorizing yourself.
Yeah, because it's like an accessory almost, like on your body.
It really is.
Yeah. So, and it has to do with like your personality. So it also has to do with like why you put it like on your body permanently, like what you like. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that. Let's see. What's my other question? Oh yeah. What are you currently working on right now? Or like, what are you up to right now?
So right now, what I'm currently doing, I'm working for another company. I have Vex, mostly because I did to expand my skills in other regions. So what I've been doing right now is I'm working for another company where I'm making custom bags.
Love.
I'll actually show you one of my little bags.
Yeah, let's see.
So
Wait,
cute.
that is cute. Oh my gosh, is that like plastic too? Like you sewed on that?
Yeah, jelly. Like jelly sandals.
I love that. Wait, you sewed
so,
through that? That's crazy. Yeah.
So I work for this other company now where you buy like a bag of silhouette and then you add your custom patches to it. Mm-hmm. And one of the main reasons I wanted to work for this company was because the machine we use is an industrial leather goods patching machine.
Okay.
Which means if I can master that machine, there's potential in me being able to learn how to make leather good bags and shoes. So what I've been trying to focus on is learning a bunch of new skills because I learned clothing and I've learned latex and now I'm learning this. I want to see what really ignites in me for my own business eventually.
Yeah. So that way it becomes your identity as a designer, and it's like all of these little intricate things that you've learned. I love that. I really love that.
I've been trying to learn on my own a lot of new skills. I right now I'm trying to also learn embroidery too, because I want to be able to. I don't want to just have like one niche thing. Sometimes people, like when they start a business, especially fashion, they do like one thing and like that's their thing. Well, you can get bored of your thing really quickly. So I want to be able to have a bunch of different things that I can add to and piece together to make it my own.
Yeah. So that way it becomes your identity as a designer, and it's like all of these little intricate things that you've learned. I love that. I really love that.
Yeah, so like I'm just freshening up my skills too, because I was considering, I'm like, maybe go back to school and I learned the business end of things.
Yeah.
That's what I was considering too, because I'm like, oh, like, I have all the necessary hand skills and like puzzling skills, but maybe I got to go back to finances.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's also another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just learning, honestly.
We're growing. We're learning.
You know,
We love
making
that.
that resume a little bit bigger.
A little bit longer.
With all the skills.
Yeah.
I will say that working for this company I work for now, it's called Stony Clover Lane. It's really fun because people come in there all the time and they put their names on bags and like do all these really cute things. And I got to work with a celebrity client working for this company, which is really cool. I actually made Kobe Bryant's daughters their backpacks for school this year. And I met both of his daughters. I met Bianca and Capri, and they're very, very sweet. And I even met Vanessa, and she was absolutely a doll. So like that was really cool too. Like learning this new skill also opened up another door for me, another avenue, another person I've met, another person I've worked with.
Yeah, I think that's also fun. Like you don't know who's gonna walk through the door, and then you kind of get to work with these really cool people. I think that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, even all my coworkers, they had this like moment with me. They kept sending me these pictures. Like this lady took a picture of me selling her kid's bag.
Yeah.
And she was really nice. Her name is Petra. I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
Turns out her dad owns the Formula One. Like he owns Formula One.
What?
And I made his granddaughter's backpack for school.
That is insane. I mean,
her kid's bag, and I was like, I paid this guy.
Guys, you're welcome. If you see it on the F1 tracks, I did that.
I'm like, I'm gonna need to be there. Hamilton, I'm coming for you.
Charles Leclerc,
You're
we're
like,
coming.
what's her name? Nicole couldn't, but I will.
I will be there.
I will be front and center. Wait, that's actually so cool. I think that's cool.
So things like that too. It's like the unexpected happens to you, and you meet people, and you never know like what happens. You can connect with somebody, and they might ask you to do this. I've had people at my new job now ask me, "Do you sew like regularly?" I'm like, "Matter of fact, I do."
Yeah.
You need a seamstress? You need a personal seamstress? They're like, "Actually, yes." I go, "I'm your girl. Here's my contact info." And
Which,
like with that, you know,
word of mouth. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that. I feel like it's always word of mouth that
Yeah.
kind of gets you to like cool things. Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
the people you know and people you meet, and if you can be approachable and like connect with people just on like a basic level, then like that can do so much for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could open doors, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
That connection
I
that you
know.
make with them. And then later on, they're like, oh, I remember Amaris helped me do this. And they're like, actually, let me call, see if she would want to help
If
me
she
with
would
this
wanna
or
do
that,
it.
you know, type
Well,
of
I
stuff.
feel like that's kind of how this happened too.
Yeah.
Because it's like we were literally like blood, sweat, and tears during the summer when we were like teaching little kids how to sew, and then like we bonded over that, and now we're just like here, which is fun.
Like seam ripper in my hair here.
Yeah. Thread everywhere.
Band-aids all over my fingers.
My favorite thing too was when we would have to do hems, and then you'd be like, "We're just ironing it," and then you wouldn't even pin it. You'd be like, "Just hand them to me," and it would be like 20.
Be like, just iron it, Leslie. It was just be like cross.
It was an assembly line between us. It was so funny.
It worked.
It worked.
Really good.
We got those kids.
Those garments were beautiful.
Yeah. That's so funny. So where can like people follow you? Where can they kind of like keep up with you and everything that you're doing right now?
They can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at ambi_bean. Ambi spelled AMBI_bean.
Love. And we're gonna write it too, so we'll have it out there and
Post the
everything.
little things so they can find you too as well.
So they can find you. Like
Yeah.
have it. Yeah. I'm like, any other questions?
Do you have any questions for us or anything like that?
Ooh, I was gonna ask you guys, what is your guys' favorite girl band?
Ooh, okay, that one's hard. I want to say, I want to say the Spice Girls. I think because there were so many that like they each had their own style that you can kind of like go like one day you'd feel like posh Spice or sporty Spice, you know? So I think that kind of resonates. And I resonate with what you said about like it depends how you wake up every day, like kind of the vibe that you're dressing for.
This is the Spice where I'm gonna be today.
Yeah. Because this is her. Yeah.
Honestly, though, it's true though, because I feel like you have so many like versions of yourself that you dress, especially like on your Instagram, like you can see it, like you have different versions
like
of
different
yourself.
Versions
like
of
it's not like one person type of thing.
Today I'm doing a little grunge with a little like I have like a little skirt on, and then I'll probably show you. But like it's like I don't know, it's giving grunge though. Yeah.
I would say when I was younger it was a little mixed, but right now I really like Boy Genius. I really like. Yeah. It's so like I got into a thing last year because I was listening to Phoebe Bridgers. I love Phoebe Bridgers, and then when I found out that she was in a band with the two other girls, and then they started like making hits and like all this stuff. Yeah. And I got really into the music, and I was like, wow, I love this. I was like, I feel seen. Yeah. So I would have to say for right now, like Boy Genius is my favorite band, girl band.
Yeah. I was gonna tell you guys too because I forgot, but I remember. And Spice, another iconic look I loved from Pussycat Dolls was on their album cover when they're all in the motorcycles.
Yes!
Yep. I swear to God, anytime I saw any sparkly bra, like anywhere, I was like, I'm going to buy that. Wear that with my skinniest jeans.
Yes. Also the jeans too. I feel like the jeans were always like those low-waisted, really skinny jeans.
Red heels and a tiny bra top on.
Yes.
And then like a little jacket sometimes if they're out and about.
Like a little denim crop jacket. Yeah.
And it would be like the smallest jacket on the planet.
Yeah. It would be tiny. I feel like now I'm having like this vivid memory of me having this like cropped mini like denim jacket on. And it was kind of like acid washed. And I remember it was probably because I saw them in one of the music videos where it,
100%. Yeah. 100%. I remember I used to like go and look like in the store for like the jeans with the sparkly like on the butt pockets.
Yep.
Because people will be looking at me.
The gems. Yeah. They had like gems on it.
In the back, yeah. I feel like there's a lot of like the jeans. There's like the boot cut with like the gems along the side.
Lines,
with a pair of apple bottom jeans.
Boots with the fur.
And baby fat jeans because those were everything.
They were everything. Yes. I remember. And then I liked the acid wash of them too. I think because they were always like different textures of them. I loved it.
It's kind of interesting, like thinking about it too. Like everything then was like itty bitty mini, and like now we're in like I won't say an era, but we're in a trend of baggy and oversized.
Yeah.
I do think itty bitty is coming back, but it's not like as they would say like cocaine chic. You know what I mean? It's like realistic to each person what itty bitty mini is.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, because I feel like before it was like itty bitty and like you had to fit into it, versus now it's just like it's itty bitty but like for your style, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Itty bitty for you.
For you.
And anybody can have it.
Your version of itty bitty, which I love.
Exactly.
I'm kind of excited though if those pants do come back with all the gems. I would wear them again. I think.
Oh, I see it. I for sure see that coming back because like as we know, like trends cycle. So eventually what goes around comes around, and we also not every trend comes back in cycle, but we take silhouettes from it and we put it to different things, and even like things like that, like the gems, that could be translated into something else too. I mean, look at what's already coming back into trend now. You know those shirts with like all the crosses and the wings and the studs all over it? Like that is perfectly a part of that goes right into the sparkly butt jeans.
I've also been seeing like a lot of like Ed Hardy stuff come back too, which is kind of fun. Yeah, like the bags and the shirts. Yeah. I'm like, who went thrifting?
I'm like, somebody went through their dad's closet.
Yeah. They didn't have clean jeans.
For sure.
Like, let me go through. I don't want to on this t-shirt of theirs. It's Ed Hardy. Let me wear it.
Which I love. I'm like, I love seeing all that. I think it's funny you grow up with it and then you see it again and you're like, oh, am I getting old? Like, it's that.
You're like, wait a minute. I remember when this was brand spanking new, and now we're gonna say retro.
Now it's vintage. I don't know how to feel about that. All right,
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this. It was so fun catching up.
I had so much fun. Thank you guys for inviting me. Well, all the listeners, you guys are amazing. I listen every week. I loved your football episode. I thought it was great.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah. You guys made me laugh. I was like, I feel like I'm just hanging out with you guys.
Thank you.
I was like, this is hilarious. Like, I love it. That's like one thing I love about your guys' podcast. It's genuine. You aren't doing like hard cuts, like to be straight to the point. Like you guys are having a real conversation.
I think that's always like the thing that we want to do. It's like it's a real conversation.
Like we're in a car together and you're just talking. Like you're on a road trip and you're just talking about something.
We're yapping.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bye, Amaris.
Bye. Thank you so much.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty, lads.
Sorry, I think you moved it.
Yeah. Alrighty. So moving on to our next segments, which were we combined topic 1 and 2 together, which is our pop culture moment, our fashion history, because of our little interview that we had. So now to end this beautiful episode, we are going to do our designers and our stylists that were linked to our girl bands. And we have several notable designers and stylists that we know to this day were a part of it, and like their looks were so iconic that even today we're like, oh my god, they're wearing this, or like they revamped this, or like, you know,
they had amazing red carpet moments
especially especially for them going to like the red carpets together as a girl band. It's like they wanted to be very glamour, but they wanted to be like sophisticated, and they're still their style.
I feel like also stand out, but not too much. It had to be like a really nice balance or fine line, if you will.
So take it away.
The first one that I that comes to mind is Roberto Cavalli. He worked with Pussycat Dolls and with Destiny's Child, which again are two very different bands. But at the time, like he was like a designer that was very like in the moment
for all the designs, especially because he was known for his like glamorous and bold designs. So in a way, it made sense for both of these girl bands, even though they're different types of vibes, but it was known for that.
And I think it also shows like the way a designer can really like in the moment be like, I'm designing for this person, so it has to be true to who I am, but it's very much this person. Or even like stylists knowing what pieces they can take from.
Especially because he was often very like incorporating like animal prints, embellishments, and dramatic silhouettes.
Which that was a dramatic
that was dramatic. But dramatic like silhouettes, which again, how we said, the image that you have of the Pussycat Dolls and the Destiny's Child resonates, especially with now knowing who the designer was behind it all. Yeah.
We also have like Versace, which styled bands like Little Mix and Fifth Harmony, which again is more of like current and right now, but I feel like you've seen it more on the red carpet moments.
They did Destiny's Child. The Spice Girls
and Destiny's Child. Sorry.
You jumped the gun.
I jumped the gun.
I was like,
sorry.
Fifth Harmony.
Let me do that again. We also have like Versace, who did Spice Girls and Destiny's Child, which again, another two very different girl bands. But in that moment, in that Y2K era, we saw it on like red carpets and things like that.
And it's the same thing but now for Versace, it was more of bold prints instead of bold colors. It was bold prints, vibrant colors, and like very like luxurious like fabrics that
very feminine,
you know, and
silhouettes.
Like especially for like their high energy like performance, especially knowing, you know, the Spice Girls and Destiny's Child, like their performance, like the outfit had to go with it. Had to showcase what they were, you know, performing about. Especially their red carpet appearances, like that we talked about, is very important. Especially like wanting to stay their image to stay the same,
but
whether they're red carpet interviews, promo, whatever it is, like it's to stay, you know,
And then like we have like Jeremy Scott, who has done Little Mix and Fifth Harmony,
this is the
which is like this kind of generation's
early 2010s.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
That's wild.
That's almost 15 years ago.
He was his like vibe of Jeremy Scott was very like playful and eccentric designs
and very youthful.
Like it had a lot to do with the pop culture vibe
in that moment.
During that moment, you know, like the bold graphics, the like very edgy style of modern girl bands. Because yes,
And
or
it was
no,
mixing a bit of street style,
Yeah.
but not street style.
it was
Yeah.
very fun.
It was
And
very
I said very youthful, like the style that he was contributing to both.
Yeah.
Especially like for both, one of the two elements that I could remember for like Fifth Harmony and Little Mix, one of each member of the band was wearing like these dramatic like bows.
Yes.
Like that was their
Which is
looks.
very Jeremy Scott.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which is so, I don't know, it's so interesting to see not only the designer's work reflect on the artist, but
Mhm.
also like it's kind of like a marriage of both,
Yeah.
where it's like it also represents the artist in a
Yeah.
way. And then we have Gucci, who did Spice Girls and Little Mix, which is crazy because that also shows you how long these design houses have been around. Because I mean, Spice Girls is like the 90s, Little Mix is
Yeah.
current, and yet they're still relevant. I think that's also very like nice.
And it's so weird because it's like both groups were well known like UK like
Yep.
girl bands.
Oh, for sure.
But in different decades.
Yep.
So it's so funny to think that like Gucci did both of them.
Yeah.
In both of the times, and
Both of
how
the
they
times.
kept like the characterization of like the bold patterns and the embellishments and the vintage inspired
And the essence
silhouettes.
of the brand.
The essence of the
too,
brand
which
to
is so
the
nice.
to different girl brands and different eras. Mhm.
Literally. And then we also have Alexander Wang, who designed for Fifth Harmony again, or Fifth Harmony was seen wearing Alexander Wang.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Most of these were either they were seen wearing the items or the designer slash stylist, whoever was involved, made them like were collabed.
And
so
a lot
it
of
had
the-
to do a lot with
a lot of the times it has to do like they could wear it one out of a few ways, right? So it'll be the stylist maybe pick a whole bunch of outfits for the band, knowing who the girl band is, and then the girls kind of like choose, they do a fitting, and then they pick what they want, right? So that could be one thing. It could be through a stylist, it could be through collaboration, or through maybe like a brand deal.
Yeah.
And so maybe they're the face of this brand, or they collaborate with it, and then that's when they're seen like at the fashion weeks, at the fashion shows, and all these things, you know, events. Or they could just be gifted by the brand
itself.
yeah, because they want to work with them, or design specifically for maybe a specific tour or a specific like outing, like for, you know, like maybe it's like the Met Gala and they worked together or something.
And it's like
that.
a lot to do, especially now we've get known about like ambassadors. So you have like a lot of celebrities being ambassadors for the brand. So when they go to any outing, they wear their clothing, and it's how you said, like they go and they do like a test of like what they want to wear, what they want to do, but it's because they're an ambassador to now that brand.
I feel like another interesting thing too, it's like when it's stuff like that, they'll be loaned it, and so it's only for a little bit that they get to wear it, and then they give it back. Like it's not like they get to keep all of these. There
Unless they want to.
Yeah, there are some iconic outfits that they want to, and then they buy it, or they're like gifted it and they get to keep it. But for the most part, that's also another thing that I think sometimes people forget. It's like they wore it for this event because it was made for that, or used for that specifically.
Especially thinking, you know, being back on the topic of the Met Gala, there's a lot of that happens. Like especially if you watch Emma when her videos, and then when she does like the takeovers with Vogue of explaining the process, it's like she got like this brand, like whoever the designer is, they collab to make this outfit for the theme of the Met Gala. But at the end of the day, it's like, but she didn't, it's like a loan of hers. She has like all these, as well as like the jewelry, the shoes,
which like you work with these brands and you're borrowing them for that moment. And most of the times, like also when it comes to jewelry, you have a security detail, and a lot of people think like, oh, the security is for them. Sometimes no, it's for the jewelry, because
if you watch Ocean's, what is it,
13 I think.
Ocean's
Yeah
13. And I think with girls also so if you like want to get a little bit more like get to know about that behind the scenes of the fashion, especially when you see celebrities wearing like Gucci or like Versace or like all this stuff, I would highly recommend to watch that movie Ocean's 13, because it shows you the background in a way. And as well as like Emma when she goes to those like events, because she's very like open and raw about that, and like you get the behind the scenes of like, oh my god, like it is so cool, but at the same time it could be nerve-wracking because it's like you're borrowing this. So if anything happens, like you're like it's on you type of thing. So I don't know. I like watching those.
I think, and it's so interesting because I think for a long time it was very hush hush, and it was very like you're just seeing these people and you're like, I love it, I'm inspired, all of these things. But seeing all of like the work that goes behind it. I think also it's so interesting, like you have stylists, like you have like people who are in PR who are trying to make these collaborations happen. Like it doesn't just happen most of the time. There's like a lot of work that goes behind it. And I think it's nice that in this generation now we have like YouTube and like all of these people on TikTok who are talking about it. And I don't know, I think it's very interesting.
I think especially like, you know, to wrap this up, I think back of like especially if you were born in like the 90s or the 2000s, you know, you got a little bit still of a little bit of that of in magazines like in Vogue, in the Cosmopolitan, Teen Vogue, Nylon, all those, that would be like shop the look type of thing. And then it was like you'd get their version of it, but then they'd be like, oh, but you can get it at like Forever 21, at Charlotte Russe, like at Papaya, or like all this stuff. Like, but it was this thing over, it's like you can still look like the celebrity, and like it's and I feel like even now, like how that was early on, now they're bringing that back, but like on TikTok or on Instagram, of like shop the fall girl look or shop this look, and it's like, and you're getting back into
even I feel like styling, like a lot of styling is very much like on trend right now, where you're figuring out how to style it for you, which again, these like stylists had to do that for the girls in this band, in like the groups, but all of this is there's so much to talk about, but I love it. I love the fashion world, but it's chaotic and beautiful, and couture. Beautiful.
It like expresses their music, their personalities through this visual, like,
and compelling it's a trend, parallel setting. Really,
it's like everything, like everything. But that I think, again, we have so much to talk about, but in the time that we have,
try to condense.
This is, and I try not to yap.
Our yaps.
That's why we start in the beginning.
Our yaps were divided.
Even though some of the yapping I combined. Anyways, but yes, this is our episode, Girlbands. Thank you to everybody who has been and is listening to our podcast, our episodes. Also, thank you to Amaris, our bestie. We literally love her, and coming in, you know, talking to us about her experience in the fashion world, and as well as her love for girl bands as well. So appreciate her. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already, please follow us on our socials at We Are Fashionaly Late with 2 E's on Instagram, on TikTok. YouTube is the Digitals podcast, and then follow our own too. If you need all that information, it's in the description. But
yeah, stay tuned. We have some very, very exciting episodes coming up. This is why we took the week-long break, because we were kind of like
catching up in filming and editing and prepping all this. And it's going to be like boom, 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 boom,
interviewing
boom.
some very special people.
Exciting people.
So there was still a lot of work being done this week, but for you guys, we took a little break.
Because we don't want to overwhelm it, guys. We want to give it.
We also don't want to overwhelm you with all of the new stuff coming in. So get ready, because this month we have a lot of exciting things.
Bang it out. No, sorry. We're gonna. That was wrong.
That was wrong.
Let's finish this podcast before I say anything else.
I don't know. Bye guys. Love you. Bye. See you next week.
If you wanna.